This presentation details the steps for enabling scheduler and application server debugging under AutoSys Release 11.0 for the Windows operating system. From the Windows Start menu, open the AutoSys Administrator Graphical User Interface by selecting Administrator from the CA folder. The main Administrator Graphical User Interface page is displayed. By default, when opened, the Administrator Graphical User Interface is not connected to an AutoSys instance. The Administrator Graphical User Interface title bar shows no instance. From the main Administrator Graphical User Interface page, under AutoSys Instance, select the desired AutoSys instance. In this case, the three-letter instance name is ACE. Once selected, click the Apply button. The Administrator Graphical User Interface title bar will now display ACE. From the main Administrator Graphical User Interface page, select the System icon. The System page is now displayed. On the System page, you'll note that the value for the debug variable is debugged active is currently set to off. This is the default value. Double-click on Is Debug Active, and the variable name and value will now be populated. Adjust the value as desired. In this case, the value is set to Heavy, Light, Calm. Select Set, then Apply. The value of Is Debug Active is now updated and displays Heavy, Light, Calm. The next step is to recycle the Scheduler and Application Server. Select the Services tab, which appears as the icon of a stoplight. The Services tab is now displayed. From the Services drop-down menu, select CA Unicenter AutoSys Job Management Scheduler. Once selected, you'll see that the service is running. Select the Stop Service button. The service will stop, and its status will be displayed as stopped. The service can be restarted by selecting the Start Service button. The service will restart, its status will be running, and the icon will appear green. From the Service drop-down menu, select CA Unicenter AutoSys Job Application Server. Once selected, you will see that the service is running. Select the Stop Service button. The service will stop, and its status will be displayed as stopped. The service can be restarted by selecting the Start Service button. The service will restart, its status will be running, and the icon will appear green. To verify that the debugging has been turned on, navigate to the directory containing the scheduler and application server log files. In this case, it's in the default location. Open the log files. Once the application server is restarted with isDebugActive set, debug messages will now be written to the application server log file. When the necessary debug information has been collected, it's recommended that the application server be taken out of debug mode, that is isDebugActive set to off, due to disk space overhead used for debug logging. And once the scheduler is restarted with isDebugActive set, debug messages will now be written to the scheduler log file. When the necessary debug information has been collected, it's recommended that the scheduler be taken out of debug mode, again that's isDebugActive set to off, due to disk space overhead used for the debug logging.